Glad to hear Paul's voice supporting as well. I was waiting for this particular Buddha's blessing verse, that how Gavin is going to lead, and then that's surprising. Gavin is leading, and then Paul is supporting. So that really gave a harmony in the chanting. Right. So why not Gavin talk?
Talk about
anything you learn, or rather
talk
than
about
me.
it, John. That's what you get the big money for.
Huh?
That's what you get the big money for. You're the boss.
John, do you want to say something?
What is it, John?
Just to say how grateful I am to be here. It's really a privilege to be around
Paul?
so many good people.
Well, what happens is that with the weather's been terrible for almost 3 weeks now. And, so it's been great to see the different people coming up and visiting the temple in all different types of conditions. And I actually think we've become waterproof now, especially with the way things is. However, over the 3 weeks of the practice, that there's been an enormous difference in certainly within myself, and regardless of what is going on in these difficult circumstances for a lot of people out there, that I've been able to take small steps and see a lot more different things and more beautiful things on moving, and I'm very grateful for the temple for giving me the opportunity to come back and learn these great things again.
Good, very good.
Sato,
Yeah.
sato.
Echo, do you want to say something?
About
Hmm?
what? No, not really. I'm just here to listen.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am very proud of you all.
Sato, sato.
And you have all done very well.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, I have no worries that I can retire at any time now. So we have someone who's replacing him.
Gavin, be next Jawawat.
Pardon?
You be next Jawawat.
Abbott. So, and very, a joy to listen. And
Echo, yeah.
he told me at 6 o'clock, Ajahn, why don't you watch Gavin and Paul's chanting? And I told him that, it's 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. And then we waited and waited. And then at 7 o'clock, and I just turned on, then I heard a beautiful voice, and a perfect pronunciation.
I couldn't have pronounced any of those bits.
Well, my perfect pronunciation was okay. And then the good thing was that I could hear Paul's voice supporting you, as making it, filling the gaps. And occasionally I think I hear John's, but I thought that was not a John. I thought that he won.
I think what happens is the English certainly, the Pali is very powerful. However, the English as well, is very, very powerful.
Yeah, so
The chanting has.
and that actually suggests that regular chanting
Yes.
Without knowing, you have picked up. You have picked up the melody and also the meanings. And when you are reading, particularly in English or Pali, obviously it's very difficult, and then also you don't know the meaning. Many I don't know either. So, but when you were reading English, perfect English, it's nice to hear. Pronunciation, perfect pronunciation of the English language, and that is quite happy. And I was just smiling, smiling all the way. And I posted saying that in 30 minutes I will be there. So very good. So we have a few other members joined here as well. There's one Pen and Nelly and Sylvester and Menika from London, Manu Bowser from Kingswells, and Chitra from Bankery as well. So thank you very much. I hope Chitra is keeping well. So glad to listen. You all chanting. It's really joyous. Very happy. Very happy. And then today we didn't have a plan to go down to see her, in fact. So she was telling me about her move from Edinburgh to a folk.
Larberg.
Huh?
Falkirk.
Yeah, Falkirk. And then from Falkirk, being there for a week, she moved last night to this new place, rehab.
And this is down in Edinburgh, by chance?
No, Stirling.
Stirling, okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
so,
okay.
and I was thinking about her from yesterday since she moved there, and she was kept messaging about her move. And then this afternoon, after had a lunch, Echo said that, Achan, I have all day today. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And then I took that a great opportunity. Someone is going to drive me down there. So then we went down. And it was nice to see her, the recovery. From the moment when we saw, it was quite scary, isn't it? So it was quite worrying, and especially in surgery in your brain. That's terrible.
Certainly, yeah.
And having heard some of our neighbors died because of the fall and a blood clot in their head, was worrying. And always when we do the chanting, always thinking about her and the blessings her. And now today, visiting her really comforts me. Not only to her, to me too. Ever since she fall, I have known and in contact with her. So it's really good that I went to see her, and now she's walking without a support. A few steps. That's really good. And her spirit's also very uplifted. And meeting her was quite significant. And I'm very happy that she's recovering.
It was also nice to get a video call from Lumpur this morning.
Oh yes. Lumpur, this Lumpur Neil. So he is a Scottish monk, being monk for 55 years. Yeah, so being a monk for 55 years. And I was with him when I was a novice. So I was very scared of him at that time. He's very tall and I'm very short. Whenever I needed a signature for the extension of the visa, I normally go to visit him, and he's like a very tall, coming up from the room, and it's like very scary. But somehow, after being in the UK, I was in contact with him, and then whenever I go back to Bangkok, I normally visited him and stayed with him, having a chat. And then after I came to Aberdeen in 2011, and after establishment of a Varapunya Meditation Center, he visited 3 times. Then we become very close, because he himself came from Aberdeen, not Aberdeen, but he was in Aberdeen Highlander, what's it called? Gordon Highlanders, in the Breeze of Dawn, in that barrack. So he knows everything about here. And he came up here, and then his relatives lives just off the Torfins. And I was told that time when we were in Constitution Street, the Luang Por told me that my niece has got tens of thousands of lands, acres of lands. Then I told him, Luang Por, tell her to donate 10 acres. Then I told Luang Por, tell her to donate 10 acres, and then we'll build a temple in her name. But anyway, it was just a joke. But after 2 or 3 years later, we bought this place, and we were just talking with Paul the other day. We were sitting in the fireplace. That time there was a sofa, and then we haven't gone through the lawyers, and we sat down and we were talking to this owner, and then Paul was very direct. He didn't compromise. He just simply said, "What do you want?" And then so in 2016 we got this property, and after that he visited twice, and last year he was treated with a cancer. He was very afraid. His 80s, and he was very afraid. And I was talking to him, and he even thought that in last year around April he will die, he will not survive. So with that, he divided all his assets, all the money, all the items in his room to different monks. Everything, owning nothing. He divided everybody, whoever were around him. Even the money he gave to 4 novices that he sponsored from Nepal. All 4 novices. One is 11, 13, 14, 16. When they went to Wat Phak Nam in the temple, I sponsored the air flight for all 4. But since they arrived in Bangkok, he was looking after. And then he was thinking that he is not going to survive, so he gave all his money to these 4 novices and also 2 assistant the boys who were looking after him. 96,000 per person. That's not little. That's a lot. 90 over 1,000 pounds. Bahts. That's like over 2,000 pounds per person. How lucky these novices were.
You never got nothing, Prajan.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Even when I was a novice, when I had to attain the university, I didn't have 800 baht. I didn't have 800 baht. Nobody helped me. So I borrowed from a lady who I had known only for 3 months. I borrowed from her 800 baht. I still remember that number, and that lady who gave it to me. Borrowed, not offered. And then after a month or 2 months later, so I went back to her and then asked her that I want to give you half of the money first. And then she said, it's okay, I offer to you. See, that's after. You know? So, but these 4 novices are very, very lucky to have him, and he look after him. He look after all 4 kids very well.
He looks well today.
Yeah, he looked okay. Yeah, and then so his chemo finished 2 months ago, and then he wasn't feeling well. But today he felt very happy. But he said that his bit wobbly, so he felt that.
He got chemotherapy today.
Yeah, so but he was happy talking, and he's very happy. So basically now he gave up everything that belongs to him. Now think about 54, 55 years of accumulation. How many things are there? And he was very very detailed of each items giving to each monks, and knowing each monks what they like. So giving them, and even the money giving them. Yeah, so and then last my visit, and Gavin was also there, and we spent a lot of time with him, just having a breakfast and a chat. And Gavin was like a personal assistant to him, and they have built their good bonds together. And Lompo was a bit sad when we left. So he came came down to the ground, and then came to drop us off. We were going on the car, and he was like, he came to hug me as well. Normally it's not the case. We don't hug. We normally bow. Juniors normally bow, but he was giving me a hug, and I could feel the warmthness when he gave a hug. So, but today we spoke with him, and it was quite nice to talk to him. And again, although when I was there, I didn't have much connections, or maybe due to I was a little young and never felt, and also because of fear that I had developed from the very first time. I never had that closeness, and now we talk anything. We talk everything now, and I call him quite often. Sometimes he picks up, sometimes not. Sometimes he calls me whenever he likes to. Talking about the calls, I received one call from very long time known this lady, 86 now, and this lady is the first Thai lady that I have met in my life. When I was a little boy in Nepal, in my village, she came to stay in that Buddhist temple. So she couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak Thai, and I don't know how did we manage.
And how did she manage to arrive there, Prajan? Why
Who,
did
she?
arrive in the village?
Oh, she came with other monks, those who were traveling.
Okay.
And then in that temple, the nun, she could speak basic Thai because she was in Thailand. And then we were just become very close. She even wanted to adopt me as a son at that time. So that's basically like 28 years ago.
Very nice.
28 years ago, she wanted to adopt me as a son, but I couldn't understand her language, and she couldn't understand me. But we were like working together. I was taking her for tours, like that. And in a way, I felt we lost connections for a long time until I became a novice and went to Thailand, and still there wasn't any connection because I don't know where she was. And somehow one of another temples that she was regularly visiting, I was visiting there too, and we got connection again. we got connection again. So after that, we were meeting, visiting. She normally comes to the temple, meeting almost once or twice, a month or 2 months time meeting. And then after a year or two, again we disappeared. We never met again. Never. No connection, no contact, nothing, and she just disappeared. And then I gathered she was in Hong Kong during that time. And then about 2017, somehow this Facebook did a magic job. I saw she was visiting in UK. She was visiting UK, a UK tour. Through somehow I was connected, and then I saw this. This is a godmother. Then I texted her, but she didn't reply, and she didn't know I was texting her. And again, it just gone, never replied. And then in 2019, early 19. She rang me, and that's how again reconnect with her. By then, she was still okay, but and then in 2020, just about this COVID time, I went for a 1 month meditation. I told her, and she came to visit me. After so many years later, I met her. She came with lots of things to offer to the retreat center, and we built up again the connection, and we chat on the Facebook, and then later there's another line. Sadly, it's been 3 years. She got the dementia, and she doesn't know what she's talking about. And she calls me maybe 10 to 20 times a day and night. So every night I have to block her. Every night I have to block her. If I don't block her,
You don't sleep.
I can't sleep. Because she wakes up 4 o'clock in Thailand, and that's only 11 or 12 o'clock here. She remembers, call. And then just
Well, she remembers you, Pracha.
Yeah, she remembers me. And then now suppose in the morning she calls me, and then I do not pick up the phone, and then I suppose after like our chanting finished, then I call her back. Why did you call me? No, I didn't call you. That's the same thing she will repeat. And then after that she will ask, have you eaten? And I say, oh, this is early morning. Oh, here is 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And then she asks, is it cold? Right? Is it cold? And then I say, oh, it's very cold. Oh, that's better than hot. That's better than hot. And then after that, I like hot, but here always cold. And then again she repeats, is it cold? Have you eaten? Not more than that. And sometimes when Prani is here, so I ask her to speak. And now she is always asking her, is she there? So every day I speak with her maybe 3-4 times. Same answer, same question. So dementia is something that's very terrible. Very, very terrible disease. That her body still functioning. She can eat. She can talk. But the mind only remembers something that triggered her, and then she remembers only at the front what's happened. After a few seconds, gone, finished. And there were a few moments I was very annoyed. I was very annoyed. Like last year, not last year, the year before, I was very annoyed Then I even some days I didn't unblock her. I just let it block. And then I felt, oh, that's not fair. At least she remembers me, At least she remembers me. And she calls me. Although she doesn't know what she's talking about, at least she knows me and she asks me. Then I began to turn on the day. And then I talked to her. And then sometimes after I said, okay, we'll speak to you later, but I do not close. And I do not put the phone down. I just left it there. And she will be singing, so happy. She's like, oh, wonderful. And she's singing of this, singing of that. And that's the coming from her joy that she had chance to talk to me. And that gives me really happiness. It's wonderful. So that's why, as being a monk is something, it's like a life dedicated to the people. Whenever they have different problems, we are there. And sometimes hearing their problems, we forget our own problems. Normally, generally, because we do not come to contact with other people, we always think that my problem is the biggest problem, and my problem is like a world problem, I can't solve it. But when we come across with these different problems, my problem is just a tiny.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Like similarly, as another member, I texted her while we were going down to Stirling, inviting her to come for the meeting on the 15th to plan for the 17th of May. She's not well, severely. And then I told her that I would like to visit. Then she said that it is not a good idea because of the virus infection she's getting, and she's not coming out from the house. Not only her husband also in a very different position. And seeing that, these stories, these life stories that we come across, and our problem is actually nothing. Nothing. So that's why the monk's job is like always there to give blessings to them. So that's why when we have within the monks community, we normally used to say that doesn't matter how ill you are, if somebody comes to visit you, you always say, may you be blessed, may you have no diseases. You are disease. See, and this is not like a fake. It's just a trained. You have trained to be compassionate, to be kind. So then whenever you see someone in that situation, it automatically, may you be blessed. It's coming from the heart. The kindness and compassion is there. So that's why the practice of this being a monk is actually the practice of learning how to be kind and compassionate. So that's the message. But anyway, this is all these stories of here and there. So, but ultimately, I must say thank you everyone, all three of you, for the dedication and determination to do this chanting, one of the ancient language, and you have done very well. You got 9 out of 10.
Sorry if I got a candle.
Okay, so in that case, let's chant for something, blessings, and then finish off, right?